This is the first devlog for Calamity Star, a 2D open-world RPG that I've been developing as a hobby. The ultimate vision for this game is to be a large open-world RPG with multiple factions and a semi-procedurally generated world map. This would be best comparable to the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall in this regard, where things like geography, nations, cultures, and factions of the game are all hard-coded, but the finer details like the settlements, dungeons, and NPCs are all procedurally generated. For the first devlog of my project, I wanted to show the spellcrafting and spellcasting mechanic of the game, which is a fairly central mechanic of the game engine. Spells within the game are incredibly modular, each being, at its core, a collection of spell effects that serve as the components of a specific spell. For example, I have 3 spells queued up to show. First up is Blizzard, which is a ranged projectile that causes cold damage in a radius and can freeze water. We can see it in action here. And if we look under the hood, we can see that it is made up of 3 different spell effects. First, cold damage is fairly straightforward, doing 5 points of cold damage, and also lowering the temperature of the affected area. The second, ranged, tells the spell that it's a projectile, which travels up to 5 squares away. And the third, burst, tells the spell that when it hits a target, it should explode outward in a radius of 2 squares. The next spell is a simple healing spell, one that heals you when you cast it. Once again, looking under the hood, this spell is made up of 2 different effects. The first, heal, is again self-explanatory. And the second, self, is the component that tells the spell to cast it on the caster, rather than to cast it at what the caster is pointed at. The third and final spell for this devlog is a water walking spell. Casting it enables you to walk on water for 30 seconds. This spell is made up of a water walking effect, which causes the target of the spell to be able to walk on water, the self effect we saw in the last spell, and a cling spell effect, which causes the spell to last for a duration of 30 seconds. When you are under the effects of a spell that clings and lasts for a duration, an icon appears to display how much time the spell has remaining before it expires. Finally, to show the modularity of the system, we can open up our Blizzard spell, remove the cold damage component, and replace it with a heal effect instead. And now we have a spell that launches an explosive healing projectile instead of the explosive ice projectile of the original spell. Any and every spell can be broken apart and altered this way, allowing you to tweak your spells and abilities to your liking. That's it for this first devlog. Next time I'll be going over the stat system of the RPG, as well as the martial arts system for the non-spellcaster characters.